Hi, my name is Uncle Don and you are listening to This Thing in the Mud. The story you're about to listen to is purely fictional. Any semblance of persons living or dead is purely coincidental. Oh dear Victor, welcome home. As you contemplate this new reality, let me take you down memory lane, where it all began. I bet you still remember the sharp sting of electricity rushing through your veins. You remember it like it was yesterday. How you screamed for seconds, yet no one came to your rescue. In a solo dramatic mood, you sat down slowly on the bedroom floor, trying to suppress the pang that had come to you like a force. With folded hands and gnashing teeth, you pumped air through your lungs, pressing onto your legs for relief, yet couldn't move. You were just 6 years old, and the year was 1995. As a kid, you despised injections, pills, and all forms of Medicare that made you feel some mere kind of way. You disliked the fact that school assignments was a lesser version of surviving a civil war. But it was the dread of darkness that made your blood tick. You couldn't bear it when the lights go out at night because it buried everything in deep dark crimson, and the juju man was standing at the door. That year in 1995, you had woken up to an airtight room, seriously pressed to use the bathroom. Your wee thing was telling you,
"Boy, if you don't rush out to the bathroom, I will come out like the kitchen tap."
With no lights to guide your path, you tiptoed towards the bathroom, touching imaginary walls like the rest of the world had left you. While in motion, your big toes stumbled on the toilet door, and down on the floor you laid, doing a 360-degree pen cuddle. Later, when the hub receded, the will to pee had left you. You wiggled your way back to bed, but in the morning when you woke, you were surprised to see a huge map of Africa drawn on your bedsheet. You could barely sprint out of bed that morning, as usual, not when you had to face your shame. Your strict parents and your unforgiving siblings would make this a theater of laughter. And you knew, because in all sincerity, you wouldn't forgive them either if it were their cup full to the brim. Now, just a few days ago, in your full-blown adulthood, NEPA, the electricity company, in their typical Nigerian fashion, had come like a thief in the night, leaving you in total darkness. But you are now grown up, and you've outgrown that childhood phobia. It's not like you still dread the dark, or are unconscious or oblivious about your way around the house when the lights go out. Far from it. Your phone had been at a distance, and you only had to retrieve it to light up your path. Away from the couch, you sat watching a classical Santander. You moved swiftly, with confidence. But just at the tick of opening the doorknob, you felt a creepy movement on the top of your left leg. Your sensory nerve made the interpretation. It was quite unpleasant. You shook your left limb tirelessly, and in the process, you stumbled and bashed your big toe at the tip of the door frame. Deja vu told you it was 1995 all over again. As the blood of Jesus sprang from your mouth, as it does to many Nigerians in moments of unexpected outcomes, you went down slowly on the floor, pressing on to defeat the pain. Last time that your neighbors overheard Anita screaming gracefully while making you feel like a man, when you dipped your thing in and out of her and skillfully bent her over, they had all echoed in unison.
Chairman.
The gesture made you shorten your all-time record from 5 to 2 minutes, and Anita left unhappy. The next morning, you had to warn your nosy neighbors not to weigh into your business anymore. You were a grown man, a survivor of many tragedies, a go-getter, a man who minded his business, and whatever uproar that came from your apartment was your business and not theirs. But of course, they knew Anita way better than you, even before you packed in 5 months ago. Same sound coming from your room was a regular from G-Days, who left that same apartment before you became the new occupant. It was the same Anita who sells beer at the estate bar. Same room, but now different night. That night, even though your voice had no semblance of Anita's, you took caution because of your intrusive neighbors. who perhaps would deduce this outcry as your own moment of glory and pleasure. Perhaps, basking under Anita's magical powers, they will think. So you chained up like a man and buried your pain in silence. You accepted sadness as your ultimate companion because that was all there was. But let's come back to this thing that came creeping onto you unforeseen. Because as memories of your childhood came flashing back, you realized that this was probably the bone of contention. Or maybe it was the same toll, the same darkness that brought bad energy and fickle memories of 1995. Should you suffer the same fate twice in a lifetime? You thought about that old tale of bad omen visiting a man when he hits his leg on a stone. But in your seconds of panic and brief reflection came that unseen element again. This time, it flew and perched on your head. Straight into your collar shed, it dripped downwards. You tried to wave it off, yet it tingled its middle leg, hind leg, and antenna on your skin, making you jump while you shook your shirt rigorously to get it out. Down to the left side of your trousers, the unforeseen guest found its way and settled midway. Needless to say, you were like a puppet in a circus park, moving and slapping and hopping like a fellow in a pit of hell. On a typical day, you are not a man to be afraid of cockroaches. You are a man of war. But on this night, you were helpless like the night in 95. You felt ashamed that you had laughed off Anita's phobia for cockroaches, the night you both talked about the things that you liked and hated, and how you both will have 3 kids and a dog when you move to Canada. Not like it mattered anymore now, because a few days back, Anita shipwrecked the supposed love that you thought you shared. She told you she wasn't doing again and left your ass for Sunny, the Esther Yahoo Baba. But of course, you knew why. Anita had frequently asked for 50K from you for the past 2 months, and you didn't live up to expectation. It was all because of the new coronavirus pandemic. Your salary at your 9 to 5 had been slashed to 50%, and all of it went down into your rent last month. But all of those memories were inconsequential in your light and darkness fiasco. You decided to strip yourself from head to toe when you finally found your phone to put on the light. Off to the bathroom you went and took a hot shower to get clean from the trauma you had just been through. But when you stepped out of the bathroom, you slipped and had a massive fall. Your little scream for help had no bearing whatsoever. It got no attention from your neighbors, and not a single soul came to your rescue. Even if they heard you this time, you knew as much as they knew that meddling in the joys of another man was none of their business. On the floor, your eyelashes danced rapidly like bee feathers in full flight, and your legs trembled for seconds before coming to a subtle rest. Blood gushed mildly through your head and chin like red oil on a smooth surface. You lay there, and as the hours rolled by, your body became cold. Your breath ceased to dance to your heartbeat, and memories of 1995 came flashing by again and again, like it was just yesterday. You saw your siblings, 3 of them, standing right in front of you, lined up in matching outfit. But this time, they were not smiling nor laughing at your stupidity. No, they were all wondering what a shame it was that you too had joined them here in this place where no one sleeps and wakes up. If you enjoyed this episode of This Thing in the Mud, don't forget to subscribe, like, and drop us a comment on our YouTube and social media pages. My handle is at uncle_Don, and it is spelled UNKL_DON on Instagram and Twitter. See you next week. All my love.